What's up, everyone? It's DSP with a channel update. Today is actually Friday, the 5th of November, and I want to recap a little bit about what's going on this week, some exciting news about next week, and what to expect, what's coming up. So first of all, what's going on this week? Well, we had two 007 games that I had to get the campaigns done within 2 days. So basically, I was pounding through those games, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about 007 Bloodstone, which came out for the next-gen systems. It was basically the next new Bond iteration. It actually didn't have a movie that came out for it. It's just a game that stands alone. And then also the 007 GoldenEye supposed re-release, but from what I'm hearing, really it's not much of a re-release. Now keep in mind, like I've told everyone, I never owned the original GoldenEye. I did play multiplayer a lot with some of my friends, but I never actually played the game, like the campaign of it, let's say, per se, because I never owned it. So what a lot of people are saying is the game is not actually, let's say, a re-release, but it's actually a reimagining of the game with a longer plot, and the multiplayer is a lot different. So we'll find out. But anyway, I want to let everyone know I will be playing those games multiplayer actually today, because I do want to play the multiplayer, and I want to get it out of the way, because there is some stuff coming up over the next couple of days that's going to take up my time, and therefore I want to get some multiplayer in of ththose games before Call of Duty Black Ops comes out on Tuesday, because as you know, that's kind of one of the biggest games of the year, and I'll probably be playing the shit out of it. So, in addition to that, as you can see to my right here, Microsoft Kinect came out this week. I played a little bit yesterday. Major hassle to get this thing hooked up and working, but once it was hooked up and working, I started to have some fun with it. So, the thing about it is, it is such a very physically active thing. It's not something you can really play for hours on end. Like yesterday, I played it for maybe just under 2 hours, and then I was getting tired. I said, alright, it's time to call it quits. So what I think I'm going to do is, today I'm going to play the two 007 games online. I'll probably try Bloodstone first for a little bit, then obviously I'll jump over to GoldenEye, because that's the one that everyone wants to play online anyway. And once I get done with those sessions, as I'm uploading those videos, I'll probably record some Kinect footage, and that'll give me some time to edit those videos before I have to upload them, so there won't be any downtime, hopefully. Now, what's coming up in the next couple of days? Well, tomorrow, John Rambo will be here to record the next episode of Smart Guy, so expect that tomorrow. We're also going to do some Kinect, and actually, Howard might actually come over as well, because he's interested in trying out the Kinect. So, we have 6 games to play, so I don't think we're going to run out of any material. Could be interesting to try out some of these other games with those guys like Connectimals. What the fuck? We each pick our own cub and we, I don't know, have them tear each other's heads off. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But so that's coming tomorrow, and then Sunday probably will be just spillover from whatever is left over from Saturday, because Sunday I'm probably going to go over to Howard's house. A lot of people are going over there to play Super Turbo. He actually he's moved now. He's in a new setup, a new area with a lot more space. So we're going to kind of test it out and break it in for the first time. So that's going to be most of Sunday, and then actually I'm busy for the rest of the day. Monday I will probably do odds and ends, meaning I'll probably either play some more Kinect or finish up with 007. Whatever I still feel I need to do, I'll probably be doing on Monday. Now, a couple things I want to remind people of. Number one, I have an auction up on eBay. There's actually 2 auctions. Let me rephrase that. For 2 games. There is Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 Collector's Edition, and also Alan Wake Collector's Edition. Both of them are up on eBay. So far, I'm very pleased with the bids, and one of them, I believe Alan Wake's up to like $180, and The Force Unleashed 2 is like $200, somewhere a little bit over $200. Like I said, I'm willing to sign those. I'm willing to do whatever the people would like me to do, you know, with those. So if you're interested, really cool. You get the full game. You get to play the game that I played in my playthrough. Plus, I'll sign it or do whatever you'd like me to do with it. So let me know if you win the auction. But go check out those auctions. I'll put the links in the video description again this week. Just to remind everyone, I do still have the website going, TKOHHD.com. I've got some really good ideas, but what I want to remind everyone is that DSP Inbox, I am no longer accepting emails for DSP Inbox. I am only going to accept questions from the forum. So you have to go over to TKOHHD.com, to the forum section. You have to create an account and obviously post. There is a thread there that says Ask the King. That's where I'm going to be getting my questions for those videos in the future. I am going to film one next week. Right now I believe there's like 263 questions in that thread. Typically I usually get between 500 and 1,000, so I get the feeling that because I've moved the inbox, deal from an email format to that format that some people have not caught up or not realized that that's the case. I urge you all to please go over there and register and check that out. But yeah, and also check out the forums. There's all kinds of stuff going on there. What I'm planning to do is for the end of the year, for my top 10 series, rather than just do my personal top 10s, which is what I usually do, I'll also do a couple interactive series this year. And what that means is I'm thinking of taking a poll on the forums of saying, what are the fans' top 10 favorite remix songs of this year that were made from my videos? What are the fans' top 10 favorite playthroughs from this year? Things like that. And so I'll be able to do that now because I have a website and a forum. So go check it out, TheKingOfHD.com. That kind of stuff is coming up soon. Okay, so what is coming up next week, and what is pretty interesting news? My local GameStop is going to do a midnight release of Call of Duty Black Ops, and I went there this week and I spoke with the management, and they have given me permission to film. So just like last year where they had that party, all those people lined up to get the game ahead of time, there was a tournament, there was a DJ, they're doing all of that again, and I've gotten permission again to film just like last year. So take a look for that footage. It'll probably, the release party footage will probably be on the TKOHHD, but any gaming footage for Call of Duty Black Ops will be on DSP Gaming. But what this means is pretty cool for you guys. It means that you're going to get to see this right away. Like at midnight, I'll be there, so probably around 2, 3 a.m. I'll get back here. You'll start to see that footage update on the TKOHHD, and then just like last year, what happened, I'm going to try to play through the campaign that night before I even take a nap or anything. So overnight, I'll try to beat the campaign, and you'll see that footage upload over the next day. And as soon as that footage finishes uploading, then I'll jump online and I'll start playing the game online. So you're going to see all that right away, which is pretty cool when you have a midnight release like that and you're able to do something like that. Besides that, this whole week is really going to be Call of Duty because there's nothing else coming out. The week after there's a bunch of releases, but just for this week, I think every game publisher said we understand Call of Duty every year is one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game. Let's give them this week. Let's give them that chance to basically make that game their own release week so that nothing else gets, swept under the rug per se because everyone's playing Call of Duty. So that's what's going to be coming up next week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's urgent or that I need to mention. At this point, I don't really think there is. Everything's going pretty well so far. I'm kind of a little bit teetering in suspense here because everyone's been, participating. Everyone's been doing a great job with, going to the website, with watching my videos and everything. And I won't know if this is going to work out as a full-time job until pretty much the last week of November. So in the last week of November, I'll be able to let everyone know what the status is and what's going on. So we'll see what happens between now and then. If anything changes, I'll definitely let everyone know. But I'm kind of like on the edge of my seat for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm like, man, I really hope this works out. Because I'd love to do this for a full-time job. I think everyone, if anything, I've been getting overwhelming positive feedback. Everyone's saying we're loving the amount of playthroughs you're putting out. We're loving the fact that you're doing different videos, like the DSP Tries It videos, the Cooking with the King videos. And by the way, those aren't going to slow down. I'm still going to have a couple of those a week. At least one cooking video a week is my goal. But the Tries It, I try to stick them in here and there when there's maybe downtime or there's no other videos to put up. I try to get those in there. Okay, now I remember what the really important thing is, and I apologize that I'm so far into this video and now I'm just remembering it. There's a problem, supposedly, with YouTube, with people who have subscribed to my channels. My videos, for whatever reason, aren't showing up in your subs box, and I wish I could explain what that means, but I personally don't use YouTube like that, alright? I have channels that I look at, and what I do is every day I go to the channel, I take a look and see what's going on, I see if there's new videos. Apparently, a lot of people are subscribed to so many different channels that they don't have time to do that. So what they do is there's this subscription area on your YouTube page where you just look and see if there's any new videos. Apparently none of mine are showing up, and no one can figure out why. It doesn't seem to be like a particular people that it's affecting everyone. So for example, yesterday my first batch of Kinect videos came out and nobody knew it. I had to actually went to my TKOHHD.com and started talking with the fans, and they're like, what? They're out? We had no idea. So word of mouth, I guess, is going to be a big deal over the next couple of weeks until this thing gets resolved. But I urge everyone, I kind of urged everyone last week, well, earlier, I want to say earlier this week, with the Halloween special, the Indigo Prophecy Halloween special, I had uploaded that months ahead of time. I had taken it off private, and very few people knew that it was there because I guess everyone depends on this subs box. So all I can say is this, from my personal experience with YouTube, you have to understand YouTube has a lot of bugs. It's a constantly changing, constantly evolving website. And so you can't really just depend on one thing to work all the time on YouTube. And take it from me, I've had so many problems, like for example, event dates. I used to use them adamantly, like every game that I was going to play I would put into event dates. And all of a sudden they just stopped working for like 6 months. It threw everyone off. No one knew what I was going to play, so I had to start making videos about what I was going to play in the future. So I understand your frustration. If this is something you've used all the time, this subs box to see who's making videos and when they're released, I can understand why you're frustrated that you can't see it like you used to. But I've had to find workarounds for the things that I had problems with. You're probably going to have to do that at this point if you want to stay in touch with what I'm doing. So if anything, the one thing that I would recommend is if you want to see what I'm doing, go to TKOHHD.com, go to the forums, and there is that chat box that appears at the top of my forums. There's always like 40 people in there, and they're always in the know on what's going on. So if you go in there and say, hey, what video did DSP just put out, it's either going to be like in the title with a link, or someone there will be able to tell you what's going on. So if you get confused, that's my recommendation to you right now. But do not depend on your subs box. There's a major bug. I don't know what's going on. So I can't help it. I wish I could. A lot of people complain to me a lot of times and say, Phil, this is wrong with YouTube. What's going on? I said, I don't know. I don't run YouTube. I don't code YouTube. I don't work for YouTube. I'm an independent contractor who submits my content to YouTube, and they host it for me. That's the only relationship I have with them. So I have no ability to say, go to YouTube and say, I don't know what's going on with that subs box, but fix it. I've tried that with the event dates. I tried that a year and a half ago with the event dates, and they completely ignored me, and they ignored everyone else who complained about it too. So they seem to work at their own pace. And again, I've talked about this before. That's what happens when you're the dominating force in a market. You get to set the pace of customer support of those kinds of things. So whatever, it is what it is. But please, again, be careful. Don't just depend on the subs box. There's a lot of content that has come out over the past few days, and a lot of people apparently aren't aware of it because they've been relying on this subs box and they're not seeing my stuff. So alright, besides that, that's a mouthful. I'm a little exhausted just from that. Not much else going on, so remember the order is this. I'm going to play the 007 games online today. Then tonight I'm probably going to jump on and do some Kinect footage, and I'll be editing that tonight, so probably you'll see that either late tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow John Rambo's coming over, possibly Howard. We're going to do some co-op gameplay. More than likely it's going to be a lot of Kinect gameplay, so you'll see that tomorrow. Sunday might be almost like a day off for me, but I will be sure to get a couple things up. Monday will be odds and ends. We'll see what's left over with Kinect and things like that. But at the same time, I want everyone to take a look at those auctions. If you are interested, they do end on Monday. And the other thing is, since those auctions are being so successful, I see no reason why I shouldn't do other auctions in the future. So like I talked about, I'll probably start doing things like old strategy guides, like the Fallout 3 strategy guide that I have. I might go ahead and auction that up. Games that, for example, I'm not playing anymore, so maybe Fable 3. But I'm on the fence about Fable 3 because I really did like this game a lot, and I'm thinking maybe I should keep it because usually there are 1 or 2 DLCs that they release for this. But I don't know, I'm on the fence because the DLCs they released for Fable 2 weren't very good. They were pretty, just, oh, 1 new stage and a couple new quests. Big deal. Why did I keep the game for that, So I'm on the fence about that. I'm definitely keeping the Fallout New Vegas Collector's Edition. I love that one. I think that's probably one of the coolest ones of the year. But I'm on the fence, so I might do something like put this up for auction on eBay and stuff like that. So keep your eyes open for that kind of stuff. Even Mass Effect 2 at this point, because I think at this point we're pretty much done with the Mass Effect 2 DLCs. The Lair of the Shadow Broker was the last one that came out, and it was really good, and it was long, and I get the feeling that's probably the last major one. So I don't know if it's really worth it to hold on to that game at this point, but we'll see. There's things I'm debating in my head whether or not I should put them up for auction. As for the joysticks, which some people are still asking about, we still want to do it. Howard actually called me this week and said, gee, let's put our heads together and order the parts, but I'm so busy with these gaming playthroughs that I haven't had a time to do it. I know it kind of sucks because we wanted to get those sticks ready for auction maybe around the week of Thanksgiving, but the problem now being if we order the parts next week, they may not even come in time for Thanksgiving. So we have to see maybe tomorrow we'll sit down and put our heads together and order the stuff if we all get together, me, John, and Howard. So we'll see what happens. We want to do it. We definitely want to make those sticks, but it's just a time constraint thing. You know, I'm busy doing games. Howard was busy moving. It just, we couldn't get the logistics together to actually work together and get that going. I still have the sticks right at the back wall of my condo here ready to be modded, and I just have not had a chance to touch them. So, but we'll see what happens, and I'll keep everyone in the loop for those as well. I know a lot of people have been interested in those. They've been asking me, gee, are you going to make these custom sticks? Because we want a nice stick. We don't want to buy a store-made stick that might be crappy quality if we know we can get one from you with custom parts and art and stuff like that. So we'll see. I'll keep everyone in the loop. Alright, that's it. That was a lot of information. That was a long channel update. I apologize, but a lot to cover. I will see you guys in the next playthrough.